Okay, are you visible my screen? Please respond. Hello. Please respond. Are you visible? Are you visible my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we are going to discuss the fifth unit. Before going to start this one, so what we discussed in earlier class, just we will rewind that. That is, we have done some problems in our governors chapter. So those are the our determining values are mainly to find the our range of the speed of the range of the speed of the governor, particularly to the our Porter governor and Hartnell governors. Okay, in our Hartnell governor, we will find the our spring stiffness of the spring and initial compression of the spring. So those are already calculated in earlier one. So now going to uh, start the new unit, that is our fifth unit. So that is a balancing of rotating masses. Balancing of rotating masses. So balancing of rotating masses, that means we will also balancing the our masses, rotating masses. So when we take the our engine parts, so that engines, that engine balancing is also important. Okay, engine balancing is also important when we have the rotating masses. When the engine will have the rotating masses, then how to be balancing of the those rotating masses. Okay, so now we will observe that. So here, let us take the one shaft. That shaft is carrying the one load. Okay, that shaft is carrying the one load. So when the shaft is in stationary mode, it doesn't deflect by the under the action of our load. But when the shaft is going to rotate, so then that will be deflected by the our external load. Okay, that will be deflected. So then when we observe that deflection of the shaft, so then we may also make the one thing, that is the for balancing of the our particular shaft is balancing. How to be balancing of the particular shaft? When we are taking to be another mass is attached to the our shaft, that is opposite direction. Okay, opposite direction, we may also include it to the weight. Okay, same weight or weight, so then it will be balanced. So what are the main forces are there for deflection of the our particular shaft? Those forces are, so when the shaft is going to rotate, it will have the main force is centrifugal force. Okay, the centrifugal force is there when the shaft is in rotating mode, and that will be affected by the force. Okay, that is the our centrifugal force. Okay, that is affected with the centrifugal force. The shaft is affected with the centrifugal force. And how to be balancing of the those rotating masses? Okay, rotating masses. So in this we are discussing the four cases. Just observe the four cases. So those are the first one, balancing of single rotating mass by a single mass rotating in the same plane. Okay, balancing of single rotating mass by a single mass rotating in the same plane. So that means when the shaft will carry in the only one rotating mass, that will be balanced with the another mass to the opposite side. Maybe it is the to the opposite side. And second one, balancing of single rotating mass by the two masses rotating in the different planes. So only have the disturbing mass. So that means the shaft is carrying the only one mass, one rotating mass. So that is balanced with the two masses. Okay, next time second case is the unbalanced mass is balanced with two masses. So that is the second case. And different planes. And the third one, balancing of different masses rotating in the same plane. Okay. So in earlier session, okay, in earlier section, only we discussed the only one unbalanced mass is there. But the third one, balancing of different masses. The shaft is carrying the number of masses. The shaft is carrying the number of masses. Those number of masses is balanced with the, okay, balanced mass. Those unbalanced masses are balanced with, okay, single mass. So in the same plane. And the fourth one, balancing of different masses rotating in the different planes, same plane and different plane. Okay, so balancing of different masses rotating in different planes. Okay, number of masses are carrying the our particular shaft. So those are balanced with the, okay, some balancing masses with different planes, not only single plane. Okay, they may also consider as the different planes. Okay, so those are the four cases are discussing here in this chapter. And now going to see the our first case. So that is the our balancing of single rotating mass by a single mass rotating in the same plane. Okay, single rotating mass by a single mass rotating in the same plane. Already we said that. So the unbalanced mass is having, okay, one force is there. The shaft is having the one force. So that is affected with the which force? Centrifugal force. It is affected with the centrifugal force. So that's why here just you will observe the diagram. So in that diagram, when the mass is in stationary mode, okay, and when and the second condition is when the mass is in our dynamic position. That means when the shaft is in rotating mode, when the shaft is in stationary mode, when the shaft is in rotating mode. So two conditions are there. Now we know that centrifugal force exerted by the mass m1. So this is the our, okay, disturbing mass or unbalanced mass. It is calling as the disturbing mass or unbalanced mass. It, okay, so that is m1. Okay, here it may also taken as the m1 disturbing mass or m1 unbalanced mass is there. Okay, this is the shaft axis. What is the axis is there? This is the shaft axis. Now we may also calculate the centrifugal force of the our disturbing mass. So that is Fc1 equals to m1 omega square r1. Why? Because when the shaft is in rotating mode with the angular acceleration, okay, sorry, with the angular velocity, it is the angular velocity omega is there, and distance from the shaft axis is r1. Distance from the shaft axis is r1. So those are indicated in our centrifugal force. Let us take the equation number 1. The centrifugal force exerted by mass m1, that is the our Fc1 equals to m1 omega square r1. Now here the centrifugal acts radially outwards. So already known the centrifugal force, that is always try to move, okay, that is always try to move outside, moves towards away from the center of the axis. So that means the this is the our axis of rotation is there, this is the our shaft axis is there. This is always try to, okay, move towards away from the center of the axis of the rotation. So, okay, that is also happen in our particular system when we have the our centrifugal force. And in this, for balancing of this disturbing mass, they may also arranging the balancing mass to the opposite side of the shaft. So that is the balancing mass is represented with m2. Balancing mass is represented with m2. Okay, m2 is there. So this is the disturbing mass. This is balanced with balancing mass m2 is there, and that is also maintained with the some radius of rotation, that is the r2 is there. R2 is there. Now when the shaft is in stationary mode, it seems to be this type, this orientation. Okay, two are in, one is this side and another one is this side. When the shaft is in dynamic mode, that means when the shaft is in rotating mode, so then it may also have, okay, this type of orientation, this type of orientation. Disturbing mass is there and our balancing mass is there. Okay, and in this, when we are arranging the our balancing mass, it is also, okay, it will also make the one thing, that is the balancing of the our particular shaft. Okay, when we arrange the balanced mass, so that means you will also write the our centrifugal force due to the mass m2. So how much of how much of centrifugal force is there? FCT, it is also represented with FC2 equals to m2 omega square r2. Why? Because omega will be the same. Okay, those two are arranged to the same shaft. Those two are, okay, mounted on the same shaft. That is the our omega square into r2. Radius of rotation will also change. So then centrifugal forces will be equal. Why? Because this is the balanced mass is also arranging for balancing of the particular force. So that is the equating the equation number 1 and 2. So when you are equating the equation number 1 and 2, m1 omega square r1 equals to m2 omega square r2. So common terms are cancellating, that is the omega square cancellating, and the remaining terms are m1 r1 equals to m2 r2. That is the product of mass into radius of rotation equals to first, okay, disturbing mass equals to product of mass into the our radius of rotation of the balancing mass. So they may said here, and how to be balancing. Okay, just we will take the one example. Okay, regarding to the this equation. So that is, for example, the shaft is carrying the 10 kgs. Okay, 10 kgs of load. So and the radius of rotation value is the 2. R value is the R1 value is the 2. M1 is the 10 kgs. So what is the centrifugal force? What is the centrifugal force value? So that is the simply to say that, okay, m1 r1, just product of m1 r1, let us take the only m1 r1 value, that is the 10 into 2. Okay, that value is 20. 10 into 2 is there, that is the 20. Okay, and similarly to take the balancing mass, okay, is considered as the 5 kgs only. They may also arranging the 5 kgs. And r2 is how much? R2 is how much? So when we take the R2 value equals to 4, R2 value equals to 4, then both are same. That means 5 into 4 is again getting the 20. Okay, and here 10 into 2 is also getting the 20. Okay, 20 here and 20 here. So that means when we have to take the our balancing mass is 5 kgs, but the thing is we will also vary in the radius of rotation. So when we are varying that, the R2 value is 4, so both are equal. So when both are going to be equal values, then the system will be balancing. That means the shaft is balanced. So that is the, okay, main case is considered here. So when you have to balancing the particular mass, not only to take the only how much of load is mounted to the our shaft. Okay, so that means disturbing mass is 10 kg, but same load is not presenting on our balancing mass. It is also varying, but the thing is centrifugal forces are equal. So is it possible to equal the centrifugal forces? Then the system is going to be balancing. Okay, so that is there. Now going to take the second case, balancing of single rotating mass by two masses rotating in different planes. So in this case, we have only one unbalanced mass is there, one unbalanced mass, but that is balanced with two balancing masses. That is balanced with the two balancing masses. Okay, so that is there. And for okay, for balancing of particular system, they may also set the two conditions. The first condition is the net dynamic force acting on the shaft equals to 0. The net dynamic force acting on the shaft is equals to 0. And in this requires the line of the action of three centrifugal forces must be the same. The line of action of three centrifugal forces must be the same. The center of the masses of the system must lie on the axis of the rotation. The center of the masses of the system must lie on the axis of the rotation. This condition is static balancing. Okay, what is the okay, forces are there, that center of masses of the system, those center of masses of the system must lie on the action, okay, must lie on the axis of the rotation. So definitely they may also follows the particular condition. So what is the force value to attain? So that is definitely to impact on the shaft. So that shaft, when reaches to the shaft, that forces values, so that is the our going to be equal. Shaft at the okay forces are going to be equal when it is balanced. Okay, this condition, particularly to the this condition is static balancing. Static balancing, that is the condition one. Now going to take the second one. Second condition is the net couple due to the dynamic forces acting on the shaft is equals to 0. In earlier session only set the dynamic force value. Forces, okay, net dynamic forces acting on the shaft is equals to 0. And similarly, net couple is also okay on the shaft is also equals to 0. So in this, uh, the algebraic sum of the moments about any point, about any point in the plane must be 0. About any point in the plane must be 0. Algebraic sum of the moments about any point in the plane must be 0. So that is the condition number 2. So when we take the condition 1 and 2 together, those are also given the dynamic balancing. Those are considered as the dynamic balancing. So already said that, okay, that is the our one unbalanced mass is balanced with two balancing masses. Okay, that is the our second case. But in this, that will be that will have the again two cases are there. Again, the second one will also have the two cases. First one is the plane of disturbing mass may be between the planes of two balancing masses. So that means the unbalanced mass is placed between the two balancing masses. Okay, or the disturbing mass is placed between the our two balancing masses. That is the case one. And the second case, the disturbing mass is okay maybe on the left or right side of the plane. Okay, maybe left or right side of the two planes containing with the balancing masses. Those two cases are there. Now going to see the first case. Just observe our first case. When the plane of the disturbing mass lies in between the planes of two balancing masses. Two balancing masses. So that means consider a disturbing mass. Just you will observe that disturbing mass is taken as the small m. Disturbing mass m is there. And PQ is the our shaft axis. PQ is the shaft axis. And now this disturbing mass is balanced with the two balancing masses. Those two balancing masses are M1 and M2. M1 and M2. The first time we'll take the our disturbing mass is in between the balancing masses. That is the M1 and M2. So already we have arranging that type. Okay. And now we will also know the some notations. That is the L1, L2 and L. So L is the total distance from the our planes L and M, planes L and M, and L1 is the distance between the plane A and L. L1 is the plane A to L, and L2 is the plane A to M. When it is in stationary mode, it seems to be this type. Okay, this type, figure A. Okay, they may also represented with the planes and our masses and the distances from the one plane to another plane. Okay, now when the shaft is in rotating mode, so then that seems to be, that orientation seems to be this type. So that means M is there, disturbing mass M is there, that is maintained with the our radius of rotation small r, and M2 is there, M1 is there, those are also maintaining with the our radius of rotations R1 and R2. Okay, those are the forces represented in our diagrams. Now going to take the our centrifugal forces exerted by the mass M. So this mass M. So what is the value is there? So Fc equals to m omega square r. Fc equals to m omega square r. Now similarly, to find our centrifugal forces, exerted by the mass m1, so that value is the m1 omega square r1, m1 omega square r1. So and similarly to write the our centrifugal force exerted by the mass m2, so that is the Fc2 equals to m2 omega square r2. So omega 2 is common to all. Why? Because those all are mounted on a same shaft. The shaft will have the only one angular velocity. So that's why the omega will be the same to all. And now going to take the our conditions. The condition one is the net force acting on the shaft must be equals to 0. Net force acting on the shaft must be 0. That means therefore Fc, what are the forces are there? Centrifugal forces. Fc is there. Fc minus Fc1 minus Fc2 equals to 0. Fc minus Fc2, Fc minus Fc1 minus Fc2 equals to 0. Similarly, to write it as Fc equals to Fc1 plus Fc2. Isn't it? Why? Because when we are also balancing with balanced masses, so then the force at the shaft, is 0. The dynamic force, the net dynamic force at the shaft must be 0. 0 means how much of centrifugal force attained to the our disturbing mass, the same centrifugal force is also attained to the our balancing masses. So those two are equal and opposite directions. So when we take the our both the forces are equals, so then those are 0. Those are going to be 0. Why? Because one is acting as the clock towards going downside, and another one is going towards upside. So both are going to be 0. So that condition will be writing here. So Fc equals to Fc1 plus Fc2. So Fc means m omega square r equals to m1 omega square r1 plus m2 omega square r2. So in this common terms are cancellating, omega square is cancellating in our equation. Then the equation will come mr equals to m1 r1 plus m2 r2. Let us take the equation number 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. So now in order to find the magnitude of balancing force in the plane L, in the plane L. So that means for getting the our plane L, okay, magnitude of balancing force at the plane L. So take the moments about P. Take the moments about P. So where we are having the P, this is the P. Now we are going to take the our momentum about the P. So about the P. So when we write the our momentum, okay, so that is the Fc1 into L equals to Fc into L2. Fc1 into L1, sorry, Fc1 into L equals to Fc2, sorry, Fc into L2. Why? Because so the forces are, the masses are M and M1 is there. M1 maintaining the L distance and M is maintaining the L2 distance. So when we take the momentum, force into distance, that is the M into L2. That means the Fc into L2, and this one is the Fc1 into L. So that may also written here. Fc1 into L equals to Fc L2. And Fc1 means M1 omega square R1 L equals to M omega square R L2. So common terms are cancellating. So the remaining term is M1 R1 L equals to MR L2. And similarly to write here, M1 R1 equals to MR L2 by L. Let us take the equation number 2. Let us take the equation number 2. Now similarly to take the balancing force, magnitude of balancing force in the plane M. In the plane M. That means take the moments about Q. Plane M. Now, okay, plane M. Now going to find the magnitude of balancing force in the plane M. That means take the moments about Q. Next time, momentum about the Q. So the forces are Fc2 into L equals to Fc into L1. Okay, momentum about Q in this place. So that means that the two forces are M2 and M. So that means Fc2 into L equals to Fc L1. Fc L1. So now we are also substituting the Fc values, centrifugal force values, M2 omega square R2L equals to M omega square R L1. So common terms are cancellating, omega square. The remaining term is M2 R2 equals to MR L1 by L. Okay, let us take the equation number 3. Let us take the equation number 3. In this, the equation 1 represents the condition for static balancing, and the equation 2 and 3, okay, in order to achieve dynamic balancing by the equation 2 and 3. For find out of the dynamic balancing, let us take the equation 2 and 3 both. So that will be satisfied to the our dynamic balancing. Okay. So how to be balancing? That is the our okay, already we write. It is also belongs to the our second case, but the thing is they may also change their places. Which places? So when the plane of the disturbing mass lies on one end of the planes, lies on one end of the planes of the balancing masses. Now the disturbing mass is placed at the end of the session. Is it placed to the left side or right side, whatever it may be? That may be placed to the end of the our shaft. And other two forces are engaging this type. That is the M1 is okay, arranged to the our L plane, and M2 is arranged to the M plane. So this is in our static position, and when we take the our okay, second one, so that is the our dynamic position. Just observe that. So what are the notations are there? That is the lengths from the our disturbing mass to the our one plane to another plane, and radius of rotations to the our disturbing mass and our balancing masses. Those are represented in our diagrams. Now, similarly to make the same procedure, that is the our case one. So that is the our sorry, that is the condition one. So the condition one is that the net dynamic forces uh, must the net dynamic forces on the shaft must be equals to 0. So that's why here what are the forces are there, in our one direction. That means just observe that m and m2 both are placing to the top side, m and m2. So that means fc plus fc2 equals to fc1. fc plus fc2 equals to fc1. Why we are arranging the same direction? Balancing mass is also placed to the that direction, upside. Why? Because sometimes the disturbing mass exactly to be balanced with their values. For example, the disturbing mass value is 152 kg, 152 kg or 157 kgs. So when we are having that number is not balanced, only one balancing mass, two masses are required. So that time it is also bigger. If it is 157, m1 will come, will get 200 newtons. Then other other 150 157, and this is the 200. So that means, and additional force is the required. So that additional force is also giving to be our observer. Our observer, that is the our this side 57 already there, 43 newtons is required to the m2. So that's why we are also arranging the m2 is also parallel to the our disturbing mass, parallel to the our disturbing mass. So that type of cases are also generating. So this is the our in static mode, and they may also represented in second condition, radius of rotations. Now going to take the our first condition. That condition is the net dynamic forces acting on the shaft must be equals to 0. That is the what are the forces are there, fc plus fc2 equals to fc1. Just substitute the values, m omega square r plus m2 omega square r2 equals to m1 omega square r1. So similar terms are cancellating, that is the omega square is cancellating. Then product of mr plus m2 r2 equals to m1 r1. Let us take the equation number 4. Let us take the equation number 4. Now going to find the our magnitude of the balancing. Now going to find the magnitude of the balancing force in the plane L. That means in the plane L. So take the moments about P. Take the moments about the P. So just observe that here. PQ is also represented in this case at the balancing masses. At the balancing masses. So that is the P and Q. So if you want to find the our P, balancing force of the P, then you will take the momentum about, balancing force in the plane L. So then you will take the momentum about the P. So then observe that fc1 into L equals to fc into L2, fc into L2. So just substituted the values. So then m1 r1 L equals to mr L2. It is also similarly to write m1 r1 equals to mr L2 by L. Let us take the equation number 5. Let us take the equation number 5. And similarly to find the balancing force in the plane M. In the plane M. Now going to take the moment about Q. Those forces are Fc2L equals to FcL1. So then m2 omega square r2 into L equals to m omega square r L1. In this, m2 r2 is also written as mr L1 by L. So it is taken as the equation number 6. It is taken as the equation number 6. So this is the our second case. This is belongs to the second case. The second case will also have the again two cases. but the conditions are also there. Conditions are involved in our this one. That is the net dynamic forces acting on the shaft must be equals to 0. Why? Because when we are balancing of the our disturbing mass, that force is already balanced, that forces are equal. When the forces are equal, so then the shaft doesn't deflect. The shaft will not deflect by the our external forces, by the external forces. That means the shaft will be stabilized. When the shaft will be stabilized, the forces are equals to 0. That means what are the forces are reached to the our shaft, those are okay 0 at the shaft. Okay, when the forces are reached to the our shaft, all the forces, when the forces are reached to the our shaft, those are going to be 0. That is the net dynamic forces. And the second condition is the net couple. The net couple, okay, the net couple acting on the shaft must be also equals to 0. Not only forces, couples are also equals to 0. Okay, those two conditions are there, and from those two conditions they may set the two statements, that is the static balancing and dynamic balancing. Static balancing will set that first condition, that is the our the net dynamic forces acting on the shaft must be equals to 0. It is taken as the our first kind, okay, static balancing. And the second one, what are the couple forces are the couple as the couple, okay, the net couple acting on the shaft must be equals to 0. From that we may also achieve the some equations, those are considered as the dynamic balancing. Okay, do you have any doubts regarding these topics? And the next topic, balancing of several masses rotating in the same plane. Rotating in the same plane. Rotating in the same plane. Just observe that the shaft will carry the 4 unbalanced masses or 4 disturbing masses. 4 masses are there. But that is balanced with only one mass. That is balanced with one mass. Just observe that. Consider a number of masses, their magnitudes are m1, m2, m3, m4, and their distances, that is the r1, r2, r3, r4, and the axis of rotating shaft, let theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4 angles from the OX, from the OX. So those are the angles are also maintaining. And now let these masses rotate about an axis through O and perpendicular to the plane of the paper with constant angular velocity of omega radian per seconds. Now all of you observe this space diagram. What are the forces are there? M1, M2, M3. Sorry, what are the masses are there? M1, M2, M3, M4. 4 masses are there. Those all are arranged and arranged on a shaft. Okay, and it is these 4 masses are balanced with only one balancing mass, small m. Okay, here for in this condition, in this case, we will find out the balancing mass value. So that balancing mass is calculated with the help of 2 methods. Those are the analytical method and the second one graphical method. And coming to the our analytical method, when we approach our analytical method, we should also follow the some steps. Those are the let us take that. it is also similarly to make the our resolution of the forces. Okay, resolution of the forces model. So now in this, first we will find out our centrifugal forces of all the masses. So and the second one, second case, resolve with centrifugal forces horizontally and vertically with the sum of horizontal forces and sum of vertical forces. Just you will find out the horizontal forces, okay, sum of horizontal forces and sum of vertical forces. Those are the, just they are representing here. MR, okay, sigma H equals to M1 R1 cos theta 1 plus M2 R2 cos theta 2, and up to how many forces are there, how many masses are there, those are representing here. And similarly to write sigma V equals to M1 R1 sin theta 1 plus M2 R2 sin theta 2. But you have okay, you will raise the one doubt, that is the where we are having the omega are neglecting here, omega are neglecting here in our sigma H and our in our sigma V. Why? Because those all are, okay, those all are placed to the only one shaft. Those all are, okay, placed to be one shaft. So that's why omega will be the same to all. That's why we are also negotiating the particular term in our calculation of our sum of horizontal forces and sum of vertical forces. M1 R1 cos theta 1 plus M2 R2 cos theta 2 up to our forces. Next, the third one, the third step is when we find the our sigma H and sigma V, okay, now we are going to find the resultant centrifugal force. Resultant means resultant equals to square root of horizontal forces square plus vertical forces square. So that is the FC equals to square root of sigma H square plus sigma V square. And now similarly to find the direction, that is the theta. Theta equals to already known the formula, that is the tan theta equals to sigma V by sigma H. So when you will find out the tan theta, that is the our sigma V by sigma H. So now the balancing force is equals to the resultant force. The balancing force is equals to the resultant force. So that means, but the small amendment is there. It is in opposite direction. It is in opposite direction. For find out of the balancing mass, simply to write here FC equals to MR. FC equals to MR. So that is the our FC already calculated in earlier step. So that is the FC value equals to MR. So M means balancing mass and R value already given in our problem. So and FC already known and R is known. So simply to find the our balancing mass from this method.